Good morning, everybody. Anybody hear me? Yeah? God, I look good here. Look at this. I'm having a good Friday. Look at me. You guys all think look at Chuck. I'm having a good Friday compared to Chuck. Look at that. Damn. Whoa. So early in the morning, 8:56, Joe's throwing down the bombs. Who else I have? Hugo's on there. Richard's on there. Raphael, how are you doing? Just do this to unmute yourself. Let's see who else is on here. Sylvia Cruz, how's that leg and hip feeling?
I'm doing better, thank you.
Yeah? Where are you home? What is that picture behind you?
Yeah, it's
You don't know what it is. It's all right.
I can't think right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm at home right now. I'll be in the office after the meeting.
Yeah? Well, good. Let's see who else is on here today. Let's see. Cydney Fuller's there. Look at her. Man, she looks good. Look at you, girl. There must be great lighting. Look at you. Man, you got to be the hottest coach in North America. I'm going to embarrass the heck out of her before she starts. We'll just wait a little bit longer, gang, to get more of you on here. It's nice to see all you here. Hopefully that you had enough motivation, you had enough content, you had enough top agents dropping what they had to drop to figure out what we have to do. But now Cindy's going to bring the heat and tell you how to put those pieces together, because obviously if you don't do that, then all that was over the week was just entertainment. So we got to make this information, the content that we learned and we heard about, something that we can actually put something together for everybody. Elva, how are you, Elva? Unmute yourself, Elva. No, come on, unmute yourself. Hit that unmute button.
Hi, guys. My name is Alva with Century 21 All-Stars. Good morning.
Yeah, our newest recruit yesterday. Cindy, it was so easy. She was trying to sign up before I was ready to sign her up. That was good. So, Elva, tell us a little about you. How long you've been in business, that type of stuff.
So I've been in business almost 4 years now, and I started at Century 21 Realty Masters, but I've always pretty much admired Joe, and I felt that this would be the great place for me. And actually, I have a little story to share with you guys. My client, she passed by Joe's office on Sunday, and she prayed. She wanted me to join this office, and yesterday I broke the news to her. I'm like, I signed, and she's like, I knew you were. And she gave me a little gift that I'm actually wearing today.
Oh, what is that, a star?
Yeah, it's a star. Star David. Yeah.
See, Cindy, I gotta get the prayer into the recruiting mechanism. I've never heard clients praying for an agent to move offices. So that's great. I gotta hire this girl. Well, that prayer worship here on Fridays.
You should.
Yeah, good. All right, we're getting more and more people up here. 8:59. We'll wait another minute or two. We'll be doing good. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Doing okay?
I'm good, Joe. What's going on with you, man?
You're looking good. Look at that. You're in the backyard. The pool's clean. Is that the cabana back there?
That's yeah. There you go. Yes, it is.
Hey, Cindy, I know you're not. Well, Cindy, what area are you from? Is it Michigan?
I'm originally from Dallas.
And where are you today?
I'm in Las Vegas right now, sitting in the Mike Ferry office.
Oh, it's hot there today, isn't it?
It's already 110 out there already. Super hot.
Oh, that's ugly. All right, Richard, let's start it off. Richard, let's just get going. What's that?
Okay, let's go. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Chuck, I'm gonna hit you.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay.
Welcome to the big show.
You're muted, Richard.
Man, it's a little quiet there. Quiet down in Let me open this up, everybody. Hey, Richard there. Everybody there? Everybody can you hear me?
All right, there we go. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I can hear you. Okay,
Right.
so I'm on. Okay, before we go on, I'm going to introduce two agents, which Alva was already introduced and she spoke a little bit. So everybody, welcome Alva Ortiz. Let's give her a round of applause. So put your hands up there for Alva. And we also have a new agent by Fabiola Garcia, by the name of Fabiola Garcia. So everybody, welcome Fabiola. I don't know if she's on.
Fabio, you're out there? Hello, Fab.
I
Yes, I'm
don't.
here.
She is. There you go, Fabiola.
Where are you?
welcome
We can't see.
aboard.
We can't see you. We want to see you. Say 2 minutes something about yourself. Don't be shy.
I'm driving, but I'm
Oh.
almost there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So
two great female agents to cap off the start of a great weekend. They're just have great potential, and I'm really high on both of them. They both come with production, and they both come with experience. So it's really nice that we're all working together. But hey, Richard, let me take it from here. Hey,
yeah,
I want to.
Yeah, please. Okay,
I got
go.
to. We got to start Cindy up because obviously she has a really busy schedule. Cindy is Laura, myself, a personal coach regarding things that we do, and she, even though she's a pretty lady and she's very calm and very smooth how she talks, she's very good at what she does, and she'll get you to where you need to be. So what we heard all week was great things from great realtors, but if you want to do something about the things that you heard, you're going to have to put the puzzle and the pieces together and put them in some action. So hey, Cindy, take it away. Tell us a little about you and who you coach. And my first question is going to be this. Tell us the difference in your experience between winning agents right now and their behaviors and agents that you're coaching that are losing.
Well, the biggest difference right now with the agents that are winning and successful and the agents that aren't is the ones that are winning are the ones that are actually working. And so I think we have to really kind of look at a couple of different issues, Joe. Early on with all of this, we started hearing from agents, well, I'm going to do that when this is over. When this is over, I'm going to start working again. When this is over, yeah, I'll start calling my past clients and center of influence when this is over. Guess what, guys? It's not going to be over for a really, really long time. And so the first thing you have to really address within yourself is accept the fact that this is the new normal, at least for right now. Does everybody get that? That this is where we are. Now, they could come up with a vaccine in 3 months, 6 months, it could be 2 years, who knows? But for today, this is where we are. So we have to, let's write down, we have to stop waiting for this to be over and accept that this is our new normal.
Well, Cydney, let me ask you, because some of the balancing that people are going through, obviously with kids at home, where we have to entertain the kids at home because obviously they can't go out. So balancing that work life, being safe, and at the same time running our business. Talk about that for a minute.
Well, if you look at the early weeks of this, and I'll just give you an example of what we did. MFO, we went home the second week in March, and everything just went virtual. If you guys are plugged in with us, we immediately figured out how to do a virtual prospecting clinic. We worked on doing events virtually. A lot of us have kids at home too, and we have spouses at home that are also working. And so the reality is this, we're all in this together, right? So if I've got kids at home and you've got kids at home, there's a lot more flexibility from the public's perspective. If a kid comes in on a coaching call or when you're on the phone, people understand that. Does that make sense, guys? So all of that's, the rules from before don't apply. Joe, I think that the situation with the kids being at home, and by the way, that's not going to get better, at least for the next 4, 5, 6 months. You guys, we have to accept again that this is the new normal. In the summertime, we make adjustments. Heck, I remember putting my kids in the back of my car and I go on a home inspection if I needed to, or they would even show property with me back in the day. And I'm not suggesting that we do that today, but you've got to just make the adjustments so that you can make a living. So accept the fact that there's going to be distractions. And what I wrote down is everybody has the same issues. And so we have to find a way and stop making excuses. Because what I've seen in coaching, Joe, is the people that are making excuses, this is just their new excuse.
Oh, that's great.
It's just their new excuse because they were the same people that were making excuses before.
Okay.
So either you'll find a way or you'll find an excuse not to do it. So just find a way, figure it out.
Okay.
If
So
you,
one big thing in the market right now, Cindy, is obviously when we started this, there was a lack of inventory. Now there's a real lack of inventory. You know, we have properties that have 200 showings at a time. So what are your agents doing? Because you train some of the best agents. What are they doing to get listings right now?
so it's like you're reading my notes. I have these notes and he's like following. He does not have my notes, but I swear to God, he's following. I've been coaching Joe and Laura for like 7 years now. So I think we're starting to think a little bit alike somewhere along the way. So here's the reality. The market is super hot right now. And many agents, the agents that are working are having their best year ever.
Wow. Say that again.
So the agents that are working are having their best year ever. I have agents that are carrying 32, 40 pendings right now. That's all they did in business last year. And now they have more in pending than they did the prior year. So what they're doing, Joe, is first they understand that it's super hot and you've got low inventory and even lower inventory than, as Joe said before, and huge buyer demand. So why do we have huge buyer demand? Because shelter is more important today than it's ever been. Everybody write that down. That is why the buyers are out there. You have to really understand the logic behind this because it doesn't make sense. I've been in real estate for 36 years. I've never seen anything like this. When you have unemployment going up, typically the inventory will start to rise and buyer demand goes down, but the opposite has happened here. And it's happened for three reasons. The stimulus money has helped, has kept some people working. Interest rates have they're so incredibly low. You can almost buy a house for nothing as far as the interest. But the shelter is more important today than ever before because people are staying home more than they did previously. So they're really paying attention to, this is my new normal. I'm working from home now. I need new space. I need different space. So you've got to really wrap your brain around the fact that because of these market conditions, you have to make several changes. So Joe, here's what I wrote down. That you have to adapt your prospecting based on the market. You've got to be consistent with, even if you have kids at home. If that means every day you're calling 5 people in your center of influence, everybody can fit in 5 people in calling 5 people in your center of influence. Or 10 people. Just make sure that you're being consistent. Focus on the quality of the prospecting, not just being a grinder. It's not just about the numbers game. We know we have to talk to a lot of people, but if you go into this with the mindset of it's just a contact, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. Focus on the quality of the conversations that you're having. Quality, meaning go deeper, find out what's really going on in their lives. Have they considered moving? If you follow us, Mike expanded the definition of a lead at the beginning of this. And now he says that there's an A lead, which is someone that wants to do something now, and a B lead, which is 30, 40, 60 days out, because we're going to have to nurture some of those relationships as this thing continues to move on. Why? Because the person that you talk to today that's been furloughed says, yeah, I might need to sell. They may not need to sell though for several months. And you need to position yourself where you're their real estate agent. We need to spread the good news. A lot of your clients don't realize how good the market is and they think it's a terrible time to sell or buy. It's a great time to sell. Financially, they can get more for their home today than probably in the last 15 years. Multiple offers, again, low inventory, lots of buyer demand. And for the buyers, there's never been a better time to sell because the money's almost free to borrow money. The quality sources are center of influence, expireds if there are any, and for sale by owners. But where are my door knockers in here? I know you guys are big on door knocking, and you don't have to admit this, but a lot of our door knockers they were the ones that have struggled the most with the prospecting because you're used to getting face to face with someone, right? And that's been probably the the meat of your business, that foundation. You have to adapt. This is where you've got to grow. And you've got to get on the phone and do those just listed, just solds, because that's where the business, the future business is going to come from, is massive just listed, just solds. But again, great conversations, following the script, really talking to people, finding out what their personal situation is. So what I'm going to recommend to you is get with Joe and Richard and Kyle and Laura, get involved in the role plays, really polish that just listed, just sold script. And Joe, I'd even add do you remember that hot buyer intro that we used to do years ago about before you went into when do you plan on moving? I'd do the little intro that the market is super hot. Here's how many homes have sold in the past 30 days in your area. We're looking for homes to sell. When do you plan on moving? And just move the doors over onto phones. And you guys can do it. And here's the fun part. You can cover a lot more territory on the phone than you can out there knocking on doors. So make that adjustment. That's really important. So that's what we have to do on the prospecting side. Is it's all about quality and consistency. Where the fun stuff though happens, Joe, is what we're seeing with people with working with the buyers and the sellers. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Because we got to be, let's everybody write down first with the buyers. There are more buyers out there that want to buy than you guys will ever be able to service. And so you have the ability to be picky about who you're going to work with. So I want everyone to write down, you need to work the right buyers, not just every buyer, the right buyers. I'm seeing a lot of burnout with many clients because they're out showing property or they're chasing buyers around that aren't showing up for the showings, or people not calling them back, and this creates a lot of frustration. So download off of our website the Qualifying for Home and Motivation script. Qualifying for Home and Motivation script. And if you'll ask those questions, it's just like the seller pre-qual, but this is for a buyer. It's the buyer pre-qual. It's going to give you the information that you need so you can decide, is this someone I even want to be working with? How long have they been looking at property? I'd ask them, how many agents have you been working with? Have you written any offers? I've got the sun coming and cutting me right in the middle of my face here. But ask those questions so that you can find out if this is a really good quality buyer. You want someone that's realistic in their needs. If they're looking in Whittier and they want a home for $300,000, that's probably not going to happen unless it's awful, right? So if they're not realistic, don't work with them. If they are not accessible to look at property quickly, don't work with them. If they don't understand the market conditions, that if they're in certain price ranges, that there's multiple offers and that they may have to make an offer that's over ask, don't work with them. You get to decide the type of buyer that you want to work with. So be picky. Don't just go out and work with anybody. You'll end up burning out. We're seeing this is the fun stuff. And I was telling Kyle this week. Here's some of the stuff that some of our clients have done that they've thought outside the box. Yesterday, I had a client that closed on a $7 million house that never saw the property. Now, for all of us, this is hard for us to wrap our brains around because we're like, well, how is that even possible? Well, the buyer lives in Massachusetts. They bought a house in Florida. If you leave Massachusetts today, you have to quarantine for 14 days. The guy didn't want to leave the house. So he had his agent send him all the information. They did videos. He did his inspections virtually, everything. And he has closed on a $7 million house and never saw it. And so if you don't think this is happening, it's happening every single day. The truth is, we've been working buyers virtually for a long time. Ever since the internet came around, they've been vetting properties on the internet for 20 years, haven't they? This is just taking it to the next step. Joe, down in the Keys, I think you know Brian Schmidt.
Yep.
Down in the Keys, Coldwell Banker Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
The Keys shut down at the beginning of this. Yep. You could not enter into the Florida Keys unless you owned a home there. And that went on for about 4 months. there was literally guards where there's only one road into the Keys. If you did not own a home, you couldn't go in there. So what they started doing is they would show the homes virtually. They would write a contract, negotiate it subject to the inspection of the purchaser. So before the closing, they take their paperwork and go to the gate to the police and say, hey, I just bought this house. I need to go look at it. And they would let people in one at a time. Their luxury market, they have outsold their luxury properties. They're up 60% in sales this year. It's all virtual because nobody could even get in there. So what you guys have got to look at is, what does that mean for you? Are you open to that concept? Because I'll promise you the buyers are open to it. Joe, it's the agents that are stopping this process from moving forward because we're stuck in our traditional ways of thinking.
Yeah,
So,
and Cydney, vacation property realtors have been doing that since day one.
absolutely.
Day one. So, hey, gang, that property that he didn't even see, $210,000.
That's right.
$210,000 on a video. Yeah.
On the seller side, here's some fun stories.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are somewhat restricted on the listing property. I think Kyle told me this week that if it's not vacant, you're not supposed to show it. Well, here's what some people have done. They've gotten their sellers to move out of the properties so they could show them, because a motivated seller will do that. You have to offer some options so that they can get their property sold, because there's a huge financial gain for them. So get them to move out, have that conversation. We had in Montreal, Canada was like New York. Everything was shut down, and the agents were not considered essential for, until maybe the last 2 weeks of the shutdown. They weren't supposed to do anything, but the agents were finding a way. There wasn't an excuse. So one of my clients, her name is Crystal, she realized that some of the sellers were somewhat cautious about people coming in their home. So she says, okay, Mr. Seller, I only want to show your house one day. That's it. We're going to show it one day, and that's it. So we'll clean it before, we'll show it one day, and then I'll send my cleaning crew in afterwards and clean the property afterwards. So she set up showings 30 to 45 minutes apart all day long, starting at 8 in the morning up until like 5 at night. She showed the property 9 different buyers. And she got 7 offers. The house sold for $100,000 over ask, cash, no inspection, and it closed in a week. So this week she listed the property next door to it, and she's doing the same thing. She called all those buyers that couldn't buy that property, and the same thing is going to happen. So what you have to look at is how can you be creative enough and make your sellers feel safe and get your property sold? Because again, there's a huge financial gain and they want to sell. We just have to show them a way to do that. So the other things that they're doing, Joe, is they're staying plugged into their offices. Maybe not going into the office, some people are still not comfortable with that, but they're plugging in virtually. If there's a sales meeting, and bravo for all of you guys for being here today.
Well, Cydney, I just want to let you know, all week for Women Power, you broke the record of attendees.
That's awesome. Good for you guys.
Oh, great. Good for you too. Thank you. They all wanted to hear the message because, right down that track where you're at is like, how do you keep the momentum? How do you keep the balance? How do you keep this thing from just popping off? Because obviously we're doing so much different stuff right now.
Well, I think that it goes back to the word adapt. How did we do business before? What did your week look like before all this happened?
Well, we were an office that came in, people came in, there was that, people saw each other, hello, how are you? And now that's been cut off. And this is the best replacement because, even me, I was disconnected for a while.
Right.
Being sick and that whole thing. And I need people around me or see them for that energy. I'm not that island.
This is where accountability groups, mastermind groups, staying connected with your managers, staying connected in the training, the role play, your sales meetings. That's what we have right now. And until that changes, this is our form of connectivity. Now, look, there are some people that are very comfortable being around other people, and that's good. That's good if that's what they want to do and they're being safe. I'm no judgment here. People have to live their own lives. But for us in the real estate business today, this is our new way of doing business, maybe for now, maybe forever. So Joe, what you've got to do is they just have to adjust the way they used to do business and see how they can do it virtually. And I would also say it goes back to the schedule, some kind of schedule. We know that if you've got kids at home, you're probably not working an 8-hour day. You might be working 2 hours or 3 hours, but make the most of that time. Get it scheduled with what you want to accomplish during that period of time. If your sales meeting is on Friday at 9 o'clock, tell your spouse or tell your kids, this is the hour that I need with my group, because you need to get filled up from this.
Yeah, it's so well spoken, because, you know, for me, and you know, how I see my success is, one is I'm consistent what I do in the morning. I try never to mess up my morning. I don't want to play catch up. I got to make my morning this way. So, you know, as simple as it is, my shoes, my clothes, everything's ready. So when I get up, there's no, you know, rush because I woke up a little bit late, things like that. I'm not sweating in the morning because I'm trying to get dressed really fast. The second thing is connecting with you, or connecting with Mike, or connecting with different mentors, or, you know, that just puts everything together, because we find out in this world that we're in, it's kind of like this, emotions go like this, and we have to just balance them out. And we find that other people are going through the exact same thing that we are. And if they are, then you want to make sure you're going through it with some people that you really want to mentor next to, because sometimes we may have to just push some of our distraction, including our family, out of the way, or our friends out of the way, because we need to be on this road. And when we're on this road, we really uberly have to be very concentrating and make sure nothing gets in our way.
So here's something that I think is really interesting that I've seen too, Joe, is because of the isolation, especially during the quarantine, people's lives got super small. And can anybody relate to that? I mean, you're in your house, and everything that you do is small. We're having our groceries delivered. We don't see anyone. The next thing you know, you're not even going out for a walk. And so the longer people have stayed in, the longer they're going to stay in. So one of the things I would suggest for all of you, even if you're shelter in place or you're quarantined, get out, take a walk every day, go take a drive. Being quarantined doesn't mean you can't get in your car and drive around and at least get some fresh air or walk through your neighborhood. Do some things that are healthy for you, because we are not designed to be in a house and not have any interaction or sunshine all day long. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself that way. Going back to what you said about the mentors, and I get this question asked a lot. A lot of people have called, oh my gosh, I bet so many people have dropped out of coaching. Truth is, they haven't. You know why? They need this connectivity more than ever. So if you are in coaching, stay connected to your coach, because there's a lifeline there. If you're not in coaching, maybe you think about doing that or participating in Adapt or something to keep you connected to some positive voices outside of what Joe and Richard and Colin, Laura provide for you. It's really important that you see beyond this small little world that we've got ourselves involved in. Last point, Joe. Okay. Work hard to be media free. Everybody write that down in big, bold letters. Now, I'm not saying I'm 100% media free, but I think that the media, when I was growing up, we had the news at 6 o'clock or whatever, right? You got 30 minutes of news, and that was the news.
Hey, Cindy, you and I, we had 7 channels. 7 channels. 7 choices. That was it. 7 choices.
Well, with the 24-hour news cycle, you have to understand that they are funded by advertising dollars. And so the whole thing is set up so you're getting information that's going to make you want to watch it and be afraid. Mm-hmm. And that's so they can get advertising dollars. You have to understand the real purpose behind all this. So watch this much news, get the information that you need, but then turn it off, because all that negativity is going to make you more negative. Can you do anything about what the numbers are doing this week other than wear your mask and try to be safe yourself? Is there really anything you can do about that? The answer is no. You control what's happening with you and your family. I'll give you an example. This is a good example. In Miami, which is supposedly the new hotbed, I have a lot of clients down there, and they don't know anyone that's even been sick. Not to say there aren't people that are sick, but when you turn on the news, it looks like the whole city of Miami everybody is in the hospital. And there are some, but the impression that the news gives you is different than what the real reality is. I know that you guys have had some people that have been sick, and that's a horrible thing, but the news is only going to amplify whatever negativity we already have in our heart. So let's do what we can to, I don't know, be grateful and understand that we are in a fabulous business and we can really change some people's lives. And so spread the good news and let's get out there and change people's lives.
Great. Hey, let's give Cydney a hand, you guys, because I want to be respectful of her time. I know she's at to jump on some calls right now.
So let me say to all of you guys, I've worked with your team, your management team for 7 years, and it is my honor and my privilege to work with them. Joe and I are very close, and I consider him to be a friend, and it's been just a joy to work with them. So you guys are very, very lucky. You work with probably the best, and I will tell you this, you have the best company in the United States, best leadership. You should be really, really proud. So I hope to see you guys again. Joe, do your homework.
Oh, God.
I got to go. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Cydney.
Take it away, Richard.
Thank you, Cydney. Thank
Bye,
you very
Richard.
much.
Bye,
Thank
Laura. Bye,
you.
bye, everybody.
Cydney. Bye. All right, so let's continue. That was great information. I took notes. If you guys didn't take notes, you want the notes, I'll be glad to send them to you. But let's continue. So let's look at some dates to remember. We already welcome our new guests. Let's see some dates to remember. Monday through Thursday, Joe training on Zoom. And thank you, everybody, for being a part of that. He's got great attendance there, so keep it up. Okay, keep that going, please. Monday Bible study at 12. Danny is not here. He's on vacation right now, so he's not able to speak about it, but it'll be back on 12 o'clock on Monday via Zoom. Monday, August 3rd, and Wednesday, August 5th, we're going to have virtual tools training via Zoom with Kyle at 11 o'clock. So that's going to be on the 3rd and on the 5th. At 11 o'clock, guys should all be on this. You need to know what's available, the virtual tools training. Okay, so that's going to be beginning August 3rd at 11 o'clock. On Thursday, contract class. And yesterday, I was on contract class yesterday, and I'm so glad I was. We had quite a few of you on there yesterday. I think more than we've had in the past, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, it was a good class. Learned a lot, and you guys all need to be on it because we see it every day that you don't know the contract as well as you should. Okay. Also, book club. We had book club this morning at 8 o'clock. We'll have book club again next Friday. We don't know what book yet, but we'll let everybody know what book it is. Who wants to talk about book club today? Because we finished the book today. Jesus or Virginia?
Gigi?
Well,
Okay,
she's not on.
I'll do
Jesus,
it.
go
I'll do it,
ahead.
Richard.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. We just finished reading the book, The Iron Cowboy, which was great, very motivational. And if I may steal 10 seconds, I would like to read something that he wrote. He said, I have a great fear of public speaking. Before each event, I freak out and come up with some lame excuse to cancel. Only my sense of shame stops me. My anxiety is most extreme when I know I'm going to be out of my element. In a communal, I knew that I would be that way out of my element. I would like to invite you everyone to join the book club because it allows you to read, it allows you, empowers you to be a better speaker as well and learn new words and be able to use the Zoom meetings in a better way. So I wish
Very
you guys, I invite you for next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Okay. So let's go on with what do we have going? slideshow. Let's see who our first one is. Armando. Armando is on first.
Good
Armando,
morning, All
you're
Stars.
on.
Can you guys
Good
hear me?
morning.
Good
Yes,
morning.
we can hear you, Armando.
Awesome. Very good. This is an awesome home in the beautiful Mar Vista Heights area of Whittier, so north of Mar Vista, at the end of California, you know, close to the end of a cul-de-sac. Beautiful pool, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2 beautifully remodeled bathrooms. The pool is a saltwater pool with a spa with waterfalls, gorgeous dining room with chandelier. For $879, already got 2 offers on the table. So if anybody wants to show it, we will be presenting offers on Monday.
Stop.
That's great, Armando. How did you get this?
That's a past client.
Whoa, that doesn't work, right? Do you call them, Armando?
Not at all. Of course.
You don't call them, right? Yeah.
No.
Okay,
not at
so
all.
guys, you heard Cydney. You've heard everybody this week, everybody that's spoken about your sphere of influence. If you're not calling your sphere on a daily basis, you're really losing out, guys. So thank you, Armando, for that. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Armando. Okay, next we have Carmen and Enrique. Carmen, are you on? Or Enrique? To tell us about this one. They've got one in Downey Avenue. It's number 149 in Paramount. Oh, it's in Paramount, sorry. Downey Avenue in Paramount. The 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 630 square feet at $279,900. So if you have a buyer for that, please give Carmen and Enrique a call. Next, we have Luis Nunez working, having a good year this year, Luis. Is Luis on? Luis, are you on? He's got one on 1400 Gundry Avenue in Long Beach. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 686 square feet at $475,000. So if you have a buyer for that, please give Luis Nunez a call. Next, we have Angel. Angel, are you on? Oh, they're out getting more listings. He's got one on 6028 Redmond Avenue in Whittier. Great. We need Whittier listings. 3 bedrooms. We need listings everywhere. So 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Hey, that's actually me. I don't know. I had put another picture of someone else on there.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Ralph's. Okay, Zillow. You know what? Zillow is working on me again. Yes. Okay, so Ralph, tell us about this one on Redmond Avenue.
Yeah, there's someone impersonating me there. Hey, no, actually, I got the sellers accepted an offer yesterday, so it's actually no longer available. But the sellers wanted to be really discreet, and within 48 hours, we had 20,000 over asking price, and we went with it.
Oh, so you've already accepted an offer on this?
Yeah, that's yesterday.
Good job, Ralph.
Yeah.
Good job,
Ralph.
What does that tell you, Ralph? Do you want to get more listings?
Hell yeah.
You better believe it.
This is my first one, and I taste blood in my mouth. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is like, I've been dealing with buyers for the past 3 months, leading nowhere. And within 48 hours, my listing goes up like a hotcake.
There you go. So go get some more, okay?
Hey, Ralph, how's it feel to be the most popular guy in Whittier with that house with all these agents calling you?
You know what? I didn't expect so much attention. I go like, damn, I had to hire an assistant.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Congratulations, Ralph.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Good job. Yes. Okay. On Glengarry Avenue in Whittier, you know, Zillow's at work here again because I have it as Ralph, but obviously that's going to be Angel, right? So is Angel on? He's got one on 7614 Glengarry Avenue in Whittier. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,101 square feet at $565,000. If you have a buyer for that, please give Angel a call. Next, we have Julio. Julio has one. Julio Carrasco on Alston Street in Los Angeles. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,245 square feet, $499,900. We got quite a few 2-bedroom listings this week. That means they're moving up. So anyway, give Julio a call if you have a buyer for that. Okay, so anybody have a listing they want to promote? Anybody? No new listings to promote? No?
Actually,
okay.
I actually want to promote something. Tomorrow I'm putting up a a land listing in Covina. It's a 2-acre land lot. It has 2 flat areas to build, 20,500 square feet on one area, and the lower end is a 14,500 square foot area. So I'm going to list it tomorrow once that listing expires, and it's going to be officially live tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have maybe some developers or investors.
All right, Ralph. So let me ask you, you got the other listing and now you've got this one. How did you get these listings?
My sphere of influence, right when I started,
job.
calling everyone on my Rolodex.
Right. Remember I told you, get everybody in your phone, everybody that's on your phone, every contact, let them know. So good job, Ralph. Keep that going.
Thank you.
Keep that going. Okay. So anybody have another listing? Savannah, do you have one?
Yes, I do. I was just about to say
Okay.
something. Richard, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I have a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom in the city of Downey, 9542 Orizaba. Just the 2,300 square foot, just a little bit over 6,600 square foot. Great property, newer finishes done in the last 2 years. Super eager to get it sold, and the seller's super eager to buy a new property. So bring all your buyers, friends. Super easy to show as well.
All right, good job. Savannah, how did you get that one, Savannah?
Expired.
Too bad they don't work, huh?
Yeah, too bad
Keep
they
it
don't.
up. Yeah, keep it up, Savannah. Don't give up. Don't stop.
No,
you're not giving
never.
up. Do not stop.
Yeah.
Great. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, so let's go on with our slideshow. Let's see who our top selling agents are for the month of July, coming to an end almost. So number three sales. Number 3 in sales, that's Mr. Danny Avendano. No wonder he went on vacation, right? Hopefully he comes back soon so he can stay on a roll. So let's give him a big round of applause. Number 3, 5 sales. That's awesome. Okay, number 2, look at this one. 8 sales. 8 sales. Miss Jeanette Salazar, number 2, second place with 8 sales. Amazing. Let's give her a big round of applause, guys. Okay, at least put your hands together so it looks like you're applauding. How about that? All right, number 1. Little drum roll here. Number 1. Number 1 with 10 sales. Mr. Luther Sanchez, under the weather and still kicking butt. Check this out. 10 sales for the month of July. Let's give him a big round of applause, guys. Good job. Good job. Okay, next we have the top listing agents for July. For July, top listing agents, 10-way tie in third place with Patricia, Virginia, Dieter and Sylvester, Jaime Garcia, Miguel Gonzalez, Julian Alcala, Armando, Jorge Gamboa, and Martin Robles with 2 listings each. Give them a big round of applause, guys. Come on. Let's see. That was, second place. Let's go to second place. Second place, we have 3 listings each. Luis Chavez, Miguel Gonzalez Jr., and Chris Ramos with 3 listings each. Big round of applause for them. Good job, guys. Okay, and in first place, look at this. 5 listings for Jeanette Salazar. 5 listings for the month of July. Jeanette, good job. Give her a big round of applause, guys and gals. Okay, let's see who our top 5 closers are for the month of July. Top 5 closers. In 5th place, we have Carmen and Enrique at 34,300. Number 4, Mr. Misael Vasquez at 39,050. Christina Kim at 50,470. In second place, Armando Gonzalez at 51,120. And Miguel Gonzalez Jr., number 1 at 67,162. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Top 5 closers for July. Okay, let's see who our top 10 people are. 10, this is year to date and gross close commission. Year to date, we have Mr. Luis Chavez at number 10. Moving up, Luis Chavez, number 10 at 144. Mr. Adrisi Osnak, number 9 at 152. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, number 10, number 9. Let's look at number 8 and number 7. Number 8, Mr. Carlos Nogales at 160, staying strong. Carlos having a good year. Also having a good year, Miss Paola Melendez at 163,310. Round of applause for them. Good job, good job. Let's see, 6, 5, and number 4. Erica Moreno at number 6 at 164,766. Diana Hernandez, 198,727. Mercedes de la Cruz, number 4 at 212,767. Having a good year. Give them a big round of applause, guys. Okay, so let's see who our top three agents. In third place, Mr. Danny Navarro at 242,025. Give him a big round of applause. Number 3, yes. Number 2, look at that big old smile from Miguel Gonzalez Jr. at 276, almost Centurion. You're almost there. Next closing, you'll be Centurion, Miguel. And little drum roll for number 1, our number 1 agent, Centurion agent already at 310,487, Mr. Luther Sanchez. Big round of applause, guys. All right. Okay, so good job. Hey, you guys, you know, we've had a lot of great speakers this week, and I took notes on all of them. And one of the things that I want to bring up before I bring Joe up is that with Karen Bernardi yesterday said something really important that I want to ask you a question of all of you. She said, if I worked an additional 10 hours per week, I could make an additional $1 million per year. Do you guys remember that? Right? But she chooses to be with her family more than doing what she needs to do to get an extra million. But here's the thing after that quote that she gave us. Ask yourselves, how much would that be for you? Even if it was maybe 5 hours extra per week of prospecting. Imagine if you did an extra 10 like she did. How much would that mean to you? That's something that we need to consider and think about and answer for yourselves, okay? So now let's bring up our leader, Mr. Joe Villascusa. Joe, take it away.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm going to be really short
morning.
because I'm just going to recap and thank all of you thank you, Richard, myself, and the staff for bringing these great people here all week. But here it is, gang. If you just listen to them without taking the action or putting the steps in place, then it was just entertaining. So you don't want to go to waste. You know, Vicky in Washington runs the #1 C21 in Washington. She also sells 100 to 175 homes every single year, doing mailouts, doing the follow-up with no assistance, no team, nothing. She is on her own doing what she does. She just shows that what capacity you can have if you really get out there and do it. So, you know, there's models in place here, and sometimes you have to really challenge yourself saying, is that really the model that I need? The second one is Marty Rodriguez. Obviously, you know, the most single successful realtor in the C21 history doing what she does. You know, I don't need to introduce her. She's just phenomenal at what she is, and the girl just has energy. So when you look at these things, you think how they retool. Marty says, hey, I'm more successful today, Joe, doing this Zoom stuff. You know, I've adapted to the changes. And like Cindy said, you don't want to be that agent that all you do is continue to have the excuses, okay, about what the market's doing, and make sure that you turn off the noise, you turn off, you know, people in the background, you turn off the news, and just focus on what you're doing, because when you focus on it, it really does work. And then obviously, you know, we had Naheed the next day, and obviously, you know, OG C21 All-Star agent started with me many, many years ago, and to let you know her story, gang, she came from Egypt, and you know she has a strong dialect today. I want you to think 25 years ago how bad it was, because I sat across from her and I literally said, this girl doesn't have a chance, because when we were cold calling, answering the phone, literally, Chuck, people who were hanging up on her over and over and over. And then you all heard every one of the speakers said, listen, it's normal to want to quit. They all wanted to quit. Think the most successful people in the history of real estate wanted to quit. Karen Bernardi told you, I wanted to quit. Karen Bernardi, probably arguably the most successful residential real estate agent probably to walk this planet, making over $65 million in her career. Yeah, I said it, $65 million. Not in sales volume, in income, $65 million. So, you know, when you listen to these strong ladies at what they do, it's really possible. Here's the thing that I came from. They enjoy what they do. They have an absolute passion for what they do, and their intellect for the business, their intellect of what they do and how they do it is perfect. So when Kyle, for example, has contract class, I know some of you resist it, but the ones that are resistant are the ones that need to embrace it, Richard, because they really need this information, because we got to make sure that we know how to do our craft at that level if you want to be at that level. So it's been great information all week, but now with Cydney, you have to put the pieces together for yourself. So even though it's today's Friday, what does your schedule look like? Today is the beginning of a real productive weekend for most of us, because if we're doing our job right all week, we're listing and selling properties all week, but a lot of our showings and listing appointments are done on the weekends. It's a little different now because we got that Zoom thing, and we can really stretch our week and do things that we would only do on the weekends with buyers and sellers. We can do them all week. So we can stretch the possibility of what we can do because we can leverage ourselves through this platform. See, this platform, Zoom gang, is like learning a new language. Those of you that embrace it first and understand it, and you got your video out there, and you know, come on, everybody, you got to get your face there. You're going to get used to it. You got to get used to this video stuff. You got to put the content out there, and it's got to be consistent because, hey, people are looking at us more than ever. See, I think it was Ralph having that many offers on one property. Now, if I'm Ralph, I'm going to do this. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go around that area and I'm going to tell everybody in that area, I just sold that property and this is how many offers there were on that property. Have you ever considered selling your home? All day long, because I'm going to tell you, Ralph, if you do this, you'll get another listing today. Somebody out there is thinking about selling their home because today, gang, they are quarantining those homes. They're saying to themselves, listen, this is not the house that I want. Before they were going to work, they were doing stuff, they're going home sleeping, but now they got to be in their home. They need a little bit more room. They need offices. They need a bigger den. They need another bathroom. See, they're making those adjustments right now, and it's up to you and me to understand that we need to be versatile to get out there and actually make this stuff happen. So listen, staying at home in your pajamas all day long is not going to work. That's not going to happen. This is going to turn, and when it turns, you gotta be ready for this stuff to happen. During the process here, gang, you've heard it, there are agents that have excelled in this market. So, I'm up on everybody else because I see that most of you are making the adjustments. You're up, you're doing things. There's just under 100 people here today. I mean, if not, you're calling me and saying, hey, Joe, can I listen to what happened today because I'm out doing stuff. So, hey, listen, I'm really encouraged that as a big group, gang, we're actually getting our footings and putting the foundation back in place, because here's the other thing, and I'm sorry to say this, what's your option? What's your option? Complaining about this is not going to make things go away. So as long as we're safe at doing what we're doing, we're taking care of ourselves emotionally and mentally, we're taking care of the kids at home, because I know that's a back-end issue for a lot of people. And you're putting those pieces in place, then we can continue to do the things we want to do, because listen, the time's going to go on and you got to make sure that you get your share of the business, because people are out there listing property. So here's Ralph. How long in business, Ralph? Are you brand new, right? You gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah, since February.
You're brand new in the business, right?
Yes, it's this
Okay.
year.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm going to tell everybody this, and I'm going to just say it right to you, Ralph. If I were doing my job in that area, there is no way in hell you would list that property, for a couple reasons. One is because I have the experience. Number two, that seller has already met me a couple of times. Number three, the benefit of having an uberly successful agent like me is going to drive more money to them. No disrespect to Ralph or anybody that's brand new, but if you're doing your business every day, there's an absolute premium to you over someone who's not a veteran or someone who's not, brand new. I mean, there's a premium to it. Now, hey, Ralph, you know why you got the listing, right? Other than you knew the people, but you're out there working. Okay. So the ones that are out there working, they're the ones that are going to capitalize. So listen, we have to make sure if we have that business, we've been in the business, we have that experience, we have to leverage it, or it'll be leveraged against us from a hustler out there who sees you, starts earlier, they start their day early at the starting line, and they get going before you even start. So you want to make sure that you're not losing your experience piece to somebody who's brand new. So, hey, good for you, Ralph, and go out there and beat the crap out of experienced agents that want to sleep and have Starbucks until noon. Okay. You know how I feel about that, right? Now mute yourself. All right, gang. So, hey, Richard, that's it for me. I'm feeling really good, gang. I'm back on my track of doing stuff. Health-wise, I'm feeling really good. You can kind of tell my lungs are improving. I'm expanding that stuff. So it's great to be alive and being able to do this job, because listen, when you're sitting at home, forced to watch TV all day long, trust me, I'd rather sell real estate and do something.
Good. Thank you, Joe. So I'm going to challenge everybody right now before we end it. Brianna, you know what to put up there, but I'm going to challenge every single one of you guys today. Do not go home without calling at least 10 of your sphere, your past client center of influence, your friends, your family. Call at least 10 today. Okay, 10 today. That's the challenge. So if you see somebody as you're walking by somebody with your mask on, hey, yell out to them, call 10, call 10. Everybody call 10 today. Okay, so on the count of 3, if you guys want to unmute yourselves, okay, unmute yourselves so that we can finish with what you are, what we all are. We're determined, we're fearless, we're powerful, we're unstoppable. Okay, on the count of 3, and I know that there's a little bit of a delay, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm determined.
I'm fearless.
I'm fearless. I'm powerful. I'm unstoppable. Unstoppable. Richard Estrada.
Have a great weekend, guys. 10, remember 10. Call 10 today. Call at least 10.
Ralph, how
Have a
much
great
is the
day.
lot?
Have a great weekend.
Ralph.
Hi, Gloria.
Call Ralph
Heart
on
is
its
working.
own.